So my journey started, I would suppose, a design student at what was then Pentec. And from there, I graduated with my national diploma and then went into the world of work. And I suppose about a year later, started what I now retrospectively would call my academic journey. And I think it wasn't long after that that I discovered that I really have a passion for teaching. And if you had asked my younger self, I would tell you that maybe one day when I'm 50, and I'm sick and tired of the world of design, I might want to teach. But it ended up being a lot earlier in my life. I started working for free, actually, and I asked whether I could just sit in class, and it was then with Edwin Simon, and I would observe and see what they did. And then what happened was one of the staff went on study leave, and so I filled in part-time, and then I worked a little bit in the little in-house design studio that they had there, and more part-time teaching, and then a lot of part-time teaching. So my journey's been quite a long one. I think I started at Pentec 2004. So I think deep down maybe I always knew that I was a teacher, but I never saw myself as a young teacher. So currently I'm a lecturer in what is now the design ECP, and that is the foundation year for all the diplomas in design. So fashion design, jewelry design, product design, and visual communication design. And so we do the foundation year for all the extended curriculum program students in all of the design disciplines. Initially, when I started in extended curriculum programs in general, I started in the graphic design program, which was a discipline-specific program. So we were housed within graphic design within the program, and we were based on the Bellville campus. In that program, we were preparing students specifically for a career or for the diploma in graphic design. But I think what I enjoy most is the fact that I get to meet a new group of individuals every single year. I think that's one of the things I enjoy about working at this level. And I also enjoy the fact that I almost feel like we're opening so many doors for people just because of, I think, number one, the resources that we have. So it eliminates a lot of what we find are transitional issues for people when they come to university. And, being in a position where we can help students access and help students get into what would otherwise be inaccessible. And also seeing, when the penny drops and they realize this is it. I think that's what I enjoy. A lot of the sort of pedagogy and the principles and the work ethic that we instill in students, but also that we practice ourselves, is not followed through in the mainstream. So you almost feel like when students get to mainstream, there's this anticlimax, and so what we try and build up in terms of excitement around what they do in their discipline, their identities as designers, which is what makes them excited about what they do, that almost dissipates as they go on. For me, the big thing is the resources that we have. I feel like those are often abused. So I find that many faculties or programs have an ECP, but not because they believe in the ethos or believe in the purpose of ECP, but because they see it as a sort of cash cow, something that brings in money. What we are supposed to do for students, for me, is what's most important. So how are we using those resources, and how are we using those things that we have at our fingertips to help the students? And to sort of give them exposure and give them experiences that they wouldn't otherwise have. And so I think just recently we had a conversation around that being underprepared is not the same as not being sure. And I find in my current situation within the design ECP that often we end up with students who are not sure what they want to do, but that's not what ECP is about. ECP is about preparing students for what comes next. Sure, I have a whole nother life, not at work. I have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. I don't sleep. I am also involved in church. We have a ministry in Manenberg. and there's lots to do there. So I think my life in general is sort of laced with sort of social justice, yeah, and trying to right the wrongs of the past.